Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be testing out the Liquitex acrylic gouache. Here we can see I have a brand new set, and here's all the colors that come in with it. Let's go ahead and get this open. Right, let's go ahead and take a look at the primary yellow. How does this pop off? There we go. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Oh, there we go. Pops right off. Okay. So these are interesting because they have, as you saw, that little cap on the top that they come out of. So they're a little bit different than other traditional gouache and the Holbein acrylic gouache, which I am somewhat familiar with. Let's see if we can get this open. Okay, very bright. Okay, it's a bit of a pain to open. Luckily, you only have to open these once. Oh, I got paint everywhere. Gross. Okay, let me put this in the trash. Alright, so I think I'll only open one of them up on camera. Alright, so there you go. You can see here's the little nib. And over here I have a palette prepared. And by palette, I mean one of my plates. I put down some wet paper towels and then over it some parchment paper. This is to create a DIY stay wet palette. My experience with other acrylic gouache is that it dries out very quickly, much quicker than regular acrylic and much quicker than regular gouache. And since you cannot reactivate it, I want to make sure it doesn't dry out as I'm painting. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the rest of these. We have a scarlet, primary red, dioxazine purple, ultramarine blue, primary blue, emerald green, viridian, yellow oxide, burnt sienna, titanium white, and Mars black for this set. So I'll be doing a lot of mixing for this painting, which is one of my favorite parts, is the mixing of the paint. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I decided a little last minute to go ahead and do some swatching. So if anyone's watching this for a review of the paint, they can see exactly what the colors look like. And I'm just using a mixed media sketchbook to do this on. And as you can see, I'm just going through each of the colors. And I'll go ahead and I'll read the back of the box, how they describe these paints. Acrylic Gouache Essentials. Meet acrylic gouache, the most highly pigmented of all of our paints. With a solid, flat, matte finish, intense colors, no brush strokes, no cracking, and no need to dilute. It has all the qualities of conventional gouache with the permeance, stability, and durability of an acrylic. This set brings together a selection of core colors to help you build your base palette. So now we have to ask ourselves, is that true? Well, yes, in the end, it was true for the painting that I start to do now. However, there was definitely some streakiness going on when I did the swatching. Most of the colors that I use in this painting were not pure straight from the tube colors or straight from the bottle in this case. They were all mixed together. Some of the paints did have streakiness. Both of the blues and the viridian hue, I think it was as well, had streakiness in them. That being said, I do think that these are a really great set to get. One, they're super affordable. Right now you can get them on Amazon for $30. I think they are on sale from $60. But even still, at $60, the full price, it's a really great set of basics. There's 12 in it, and you get 22 milliliters of paint, which is really a lot of paint considering there's 12 different colors. Also, the fact that you don't have to mix this with water is so convenient. If you're just starting out to paint with gouache or really just painting in general, That's taking a whole step out of the process, which can really help you in the long run and help boost your confidence up in the beginning. I would definitely recommend these to someone else. I think eventually I'm gonna do another video of comparing these to the Holbein acrylic wash and see the benefits and the cons, the pros and cons essentially of both of them. Because there's definitely some cons to this set and there's definitely cons to acrylic wash, and they both have a lot of great assets as well. My personal cons for this set is that it does not come with a magenta, which is a hard color to mix freehand. I would have replaced one of the greens with a magenta. I also think you need more white in any sort of gouache set that you get because you use it quite often. Okay, so now that I've done the review of the paints, which, like I said, I would definitely recommend to an experienced painter or even a beginner painter, let's talk about what I'm actually painting here. These are two scenes from the Studio Ghibli movie, Poco, and it's based off of a folklore of Japanese history about raccoons that play the drums on their stomachs and are able to morph or transform themselves into items and humans and just sort of all sorts of things. The movie was really interesting, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it was pretty weird. And I say that in a good way. I really liked the movie, and I watched it with my 9-year-old son without knowing what it was going to be about. And a little bit into it, I was like, oh man, what am I doing here? Am I a bad mom? Because I'll just go ahead and say it. The raccoons, they have balls in this movie. Why? I don't know. It's style, I guess. And sometimes they use them in battle and they do sorts of different things with them. But yeah, these raccoons have testicles in the movie. I was not expecting that or knowing that that was going to happen when we put this on to watch. My son didn't notice it and didn't mention it, at least. He actually really loved this movie. This is his favorite Studio Ghibli that we've watched together so far. And one of the reasons why he really liked it is, I guess, the story of the raccoons, because he's really into the environment and saving the environment and the planet. And this movie was about how humans came in and overdeveloped the land and basically stole the habitat from the raccoons. And then the raccoons got into like feudal battles over land. There was like two distinct tribes of the raccoons. And that's kind of like a little bit of the backstory. But eventually the raccoons band up together against the humans, and that's where the movie sort of goes in that direction then. And yeah, like I said, it's a really interesting movie. They have a couple different styles of animation, which you can see in the painting that I'm making. There's the cartoony raccoons, and then there's the sort of wolfy bear looking ones that are more realistic. That's all I'll say about the movie. I do think it is pretty interesting to watch, especially from an artist standpoint, just because of all the different styles and animation that they use in it. And it's so unbelievably detailed. It's really amazing. In the description box below, you will find a link to the Liquitex acrylic wash that I'm using in the video, as well as a link to the watercolor sketchbook. This sketchbook is by Speedball, and it comes in 5 different sizes, so each size is a different price. This one that I'm using is the largest size they have, and it typically runs around $30. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. It would help me out so much if you could give this video a like and drop a comment down below. Tell me if you've seen any of the Studio Ghibli movies, and if you haven't, let me know if you have any interest in watching this one after hearing my description of it. Thank you guys so much. I hope you all have a really great day. Bye.